Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Friday. We have 10 NBA games today to discuss. Didn't have time to make the video this morning, but wanted to make it this afternoon. It's about 1 o'clock on the East Coast. Let's go ahead and get into it. Tough slate yesterday. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. You can check out all the socials in the description. You can check out the sponsor prize picks down below as well. Looking at the point guard options today, the first team you just want to focus on is the Memphis Grizzlies. They are going to be resting a lot of players today. No Tyus Jones, still no John Morant. You're not going to have Desmond Bane, and they're not going to have Jaren Jackson. So a lot of minutes for these bench pieces. So I'm looking at least 4, maybe 5 Grizzlies to plug into your lineups. First one will be Tillman, $3,100. We've seen him play backup center for most of the year. At least recently he has been in the games that Jaren Jackson has missed. Or if there have been games without Steven Adams, he's been jumping into the starting lineup. So I'm expecting Tillman, with the way that he's been in the rotation the last couple of games, to draw the start. Gives you a chance to get a double-double. Gets you rebounds, gets you some points. Does like to shoot a lot. But overall, at 31, you can't really mess up a min-price center. Another option is going to be Brennan Clark, who's going to be looking at a lot of minutes as well. They could start him. I think both Clark and Tillman would probably start in place of Jaren Jackson and Steven Adams, who are both doubtful today. And Clark is a pretty good point per minute guy. When he's given the minutes, on the season he's been well over like 1.1, 1.2 fantasy points per minute. 4K, those two look like great value picks. Dylan Brooks is like one of the only starters that is not going to be sitting. He sat on Thursday, so he sat already on a back set. Or actually, that was like a week ago. But he's still trying to get him into shape, I guess, like get his conditioning and everything top notch before the playoffs come. But yeah, he's not on the injury report. It's not, and these other guys have just been playing so many minutes that it makes sense that they want to give them a day off. But Brooks, if he's full go, which he should be, he's like the only starter that's there, and he's going to be looking at a lot of usage and a lot of shots, which he loves to do. The point guard option is going to be DeAnthony Melton. You can plug him in at shooting guard as well, but these 4 are the top ones that I'm looking at. You can also throw in Kyle Anderson, or maybe Zaire Williams, but I probably like Kyle Anderson, Conchar as the other 2 options. But really, these 4 are going to be my favorites. At the point guard position, the OKC Thunder, once again, have like 8 bodies today. So they have Maledon, Krejci, and then they still have the same guys that they had the last couple of games with Roby and Pokusevski in the front court. But the first guy I'm going to plug in is going to be Maledon. He's 68, but his price tag is still very, very reasonable the way that he's been playing and how many minutes he's going to be looking at going forward for the rest of the season, assuming that those guys don't play again, which it doesn't look like they will. So love Maledon at 68, just given the price tag. You can also go to Roby and Pokusevski, are the other 2. And then Wiggins is priced up to 5K, but he still gives you a reasonable option just because he's looking at heavy minutes in the 30s, 35, and still gives you upside, as we saw a couple of games ago against the Blazers. So these 4, and then the last guy I'll plug in is, we have just so much value on these other spots that you can easily get up to Jokic as your main stud going up against Minnesota. The way that he's been playing, he's kind of taken over the MVP race. I mean, back-to-back games of over 70 fantasy points. He's dominated in each one of those games. And his team has just been winning, whereas Embiid and the Sixers have been struggling. Losing to the Pistons last night was super embarrassing, to say the least, especially that fourth quarter. But Jokic, he leaves you with over 6K left for the last 2 spots. Other options that you can look to value-wise are Kelly Olynyk, 37, probably not going to have Bagley today, so he'll be in the starting lineup next to Stewart. And then you're looking at some more OKC options. In terms of the pay-ups, Jokic is my favorite. Then I'd be looking at Giannis, even though it's a back-to-back, but Giannis has just been on a roll as of late, back-to-back 40-point games. And then I'd probably look to Luka, and then I'd look to Murray at 11-4. But that is about it for the DraftKings rundown. Let's talk about FanDuel. All right, over on FanDuel, starting off with the point guard options, we have Luka at a great price tag, 11-3. Same thing can be said for Murray going up against this very shorthanded, and well, not shorthanded. They have a lot of it. Just we got guys that they brought up from the G League, but they're still not very good. So Murray should be able to dominate as long as the game stays somewhat close. 8K range, Cade Cunningham coming off of a monster game last night against Philly. He's fine going up against OKC, a very shorthanded team. Davion Mitchell's been playing well, same exact matchup as last time against the Houston Rockets. You're probably not going to see Brogdon. He's just probably done for the year, even though they haven't come out and said that. Would be surprised if he ends up playing for the rest of the way. But we're looking at the value once again. Take a look at the price tag on Maladon. He's 64, so once again, very affordable, considering they have 8 guys that they're going to play. And they haven't been willing to play Robinson Earl very many minutes. Over at shooting guard is where we plug in some of these Memphis guys. DeAnthony Melton, 56. Dylan Brooks is very affordable. We can plug him in at the small forward position where he's only 57. Going over to power forward, look at the other value that we have from, once Giannis is a great pay up, but the value from, see if Tillman is power forward eligible. He's 43. We have Clark, who's probably also very affordable. He's 44. So both guys, you're probably going to want to get at least one of them, if not both. And then at center, still looking to pay up for Jokic at 11.6. We just have so much value at these other spots that you're going to be able to get to Jokic very easily. And it is a good matchup against Minnesota, team that plays at an up-tempo. And Denver's just been pretty much on a roll, and they're looking to get some of their key guys back. Porter should be back soon. We might see Murray in the playoffs. So it's going to be, Denver could be a bit of a sleeper out in the West. But that's about it. It's 10 games, but you're really focusing on the Memphis side, looking to get to a lot of pieces from that game, and then, with the value that we have from there, pay up for the studs and look at OKC because they have 8 bodies. And that's about it. If we get more news, I'll post them on Twitter. I wanted to come out and make a quick little video for today. Best of luck, and I will see you all next time.